Hi Pisces, welcome to your monthly reading for March 2026. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Laura, aka Baby Curl Tarot. I'm a tarot reader, astrologer, and root worker, and I love doing monthly readings for all the zodiac signs here on YouTube, as well as some other fun content over on TikTok and Instagram. I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into your reading. Keep in mind this is a general collective message, so whatever comes up, comes up. Also, please don't ever try to force a reading you see on the internet to fit your personal life situation. If it's not resonating, it's probably a message for another Pisces out there. Please take what resonates, leave the rest behind. All right, spiritual team, legendary ladies goddess deck, what messages do you have for the Pisces collective for March 2026? What messages do you have for the Pisces collective for March 2026? I don't even need to keep shuffling because I had two cards jump out, which is exactly what I'm looking for. So the first card is Oshun, and it says forgiveness at the bottom of the card. And then you also got Yemoja, and it says release. Okay, so we have two African baddies, goddesses, if you will. I'm gonna read from the guidebook just because I don't have all of these cards memorized, and it's been a while since I've used this deck, honestly. So let's take a look at Oshun first. And she is the Yoruba goddess of, I think, beauty, abundance, and all that good stuff. So I'm really excited to see what's in store for you. All right, so it says you've been hurt, and Oshun is here to help soothe and nurture your heart so you can forgive. Forgiveness is the gift we give ourselves, so let the loving goddess Oshun guide you through the pain. Love for yourself will free you from agony. Okay, what is the Pisces collective going through? Let's take a look at Yemoja. I believe she's at the very end, yes. Okay, also a Yoruba goddess of the ocean. Surrender your weary thoughts to Yemoja and she will carry them away for you. Connect with the loving spirit. She is washing over you right now and feel nurtured when you release what isn't working for you. Okay, so the Pisces collective is going through something, it feels like. I know Saturn and Neptune just left your sign after being retrograde. They're now in Aries. So you guys may feel a little bit of relief, a little less pressure, because Saturn is that planet of pressure, discipline, needing you to get locked in. So some of you guys may be feeling a little less stressed. You guys may have gone through a little bit of a tougher period, some hard lessons, okay, some hiccups, some delays. Okay, so that could all be coming out in your reading today. Let's just jump into the tarot and see what comes up for you guys. All right, spiritual team, erotic fantasy tarot, what messages do you have for the Pisces collective at this time? What messages do you have for the Pisces collective at this time? Now, I have to remind myself to be careful with this deck because, as you heard me say, it is the erotic fantasy deck, so it's not YouTube friendly. So if you see me like, I can't show this to you, that's why, okay? It's some pretty kinky stuff going on in these cards, in this art, okay? Also, shout out to all the Pisces, and it's your birthday season, y'all. Happy birthday. I hope you guys have a beautiful birthday season. You get everything you're hoping for, wishing for, dreaming of, so on and so forth. And that goes for my February and my March Pisces, okay? I see all of y'all. All right, let's get into these cards. So at the top of the deck, you have the Two of Swords. You had the, what is this, the Page or the Knight of Wands? It's been a while since I've used this deck too, so bear with me. We also have the Sun, we have the Five of Wands, and we have the Two of Cups in reverse. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Swords, the Two of Wands in reverse, the Ace of Swords, the Eight of Swords in reverse, and the World in reverse. Wow. Okay, I do believe this is the Knight, and I can show you this one. She's not too scandalous, but what am I picking up here? I feel like a lot of you guys have just been mentally exhausted, especially with the bottom of the deck here. We have the Ten of Swords, Two of Wands in reverse, and the Ace of Wands. It's like there's a little ray of hope. There's a little ray of sunshine going on mentally for you guys after a really, really tough period. A lot of you guys didn't know how you were going to get past what it is that you've been experiencing. And for those of you that maybe had a Saturn return with Saturn being in Pisces, I can definitely understand this feeling. For a lot of you guys, it just felt like one thing after another, and you're like, I don't know how much more of this I can take. Mentally, I am beaten, broken, and worn down. I am burnt out. This could have even come from, you know, feelings of being betrayed by people close to you, or just feeling like, you know, everything you tried to achieve was like immediately like stomped on. It was almost like the world was saying, no, not right now, Pisces, not right now. You still need to go back and do this. You forgot to do this. You're not ready, you're not ready, you're not ready. And Pisces is sitting here like, okay, well, when will I be ready? When will I be ready? Will I ever be ready? And that's when those doubts start to creep in, and that self-doubt that for some of you could even, I don't know why the word self-loathing came up, but some of you guys could be like in a space of really like not liking yourselves. But like I said, even with that Ace of Swords coming in, there's also this 8 of Swords in reverse that tells me like you're finally starting to let go of that doubt, of those, you know, fears that maybe you're not good enough, all of that. And you're just finally recognizing, some of you, that you know what, even with this world in reverse, I still have some things that I haven't quite learned yet, that I haven't quite mastered yet. And so some of you guys may be coming to terms with the fact like, okay, if I'm not in a position to move forward, to level up, to go to the next step, then I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure I am absolutely the best at the stage I'm at right now. And so some of you guys are really taking this time to refine your talents, refine your skills, refine your communication style, okay? This could also be, you know, when it comes to self-worth, looking at how you speak about yourself, how you believe in yourself, all of that. So you guys could be going through a little bit of that right now, or a lot of bit of that, honestly, right now. But let's see what's going on. I feel like that's the energy coming into March. So some of you guys could be exhausted, but at the same time, you guys may feel very motivated. And you're like, okay, like I've been broken down. Now it's time to rebuild myself and build myself back up. So what is going on in March for you guys? I see the 2 of Swords, the Knight of Wands. This can talk about just really finding that balance of like, what's the word I'm looking for? It almost feels meditative. I can't show you the 2 of Swords card. It is a little on the kinkier side, but it is a woman just sitting between 2 swords with a blindfold on, okay? And she may have put herself in a situation. She may have been sat down and forced to be in a situation, which is kind of what it looks like in this rendition of the 2 of Swords, because she does have her arms tied behind her back. Like I said, it's kinky, y'all. All right, so she's probably been sat down and forced to really sit with her own thoughts, with her own fears, feelings, so on and so forth. And so there is almost this feeling of like giving yourself the space to really sit with yourself and, you know, sort through what it is that you're feeling, what it is that you are experiencing, where it is that you want to go, really understanding your true motivations, your true desires, and then moving and acting on those things. And that's where this Knight of Wands come in. Now, the Knight of Wands is very, very quick and action oriented. So this is not something where someone is just sitting back and saying, oh, maybe I'll start working on it next week. It's like, no. Once you have an idea or you figure out what it is that you want or where you want to go, the action thereafter is super quick. It's almost immediate, okay? What else do we have? The 5 of Wands also indicates competition to me. So you may recognize this is a highly competitive time in your life, whether that is career, whether that is education, whether that is, I don't know, it could be anything. So insert whatever it is that you are resonating with for this message, okay? But it feels like you guys are out there. You're like, I need to get what's mine. I'm putting my hat in the ring and I'm getting what's mine by any means necessary, okay? For a lot of you guys, you may even find yourself sacrificing like personal life stuff a little bit to further yourself in your career, or wherever you've been kind of feeling a little worn down, beaten down. For a lot of you, this could be career, this could be education, this could be something not having to do with love. I'm not gonna lie to you, okay? For some of you, this could be love, actually. And now that I'm looking back at things, for some of you, this could be relationship stuff. So some of you guys may have gone through relationship experiences that made you feel like you weren't good enough. And for those of you that are maybe actively pursuing love again, some of you guys may be a lot more discerning about what it is that you do and don't want in relationships. Okay, so that could also be part of this. So I would just say be careful, especially right now, about focusing on like the negative things that you don't want in a relationship or don't want in your career or whatever goals you're pursuing. Because if you get too hyper focused on the negative things, or like I said, the things you don't want, sometimes that shows up in our life. It's counterintuitive, I know, to really define what you do and don't want. But it's the law of attraction, right? The more focus or energy you pour into even something you don't want, sometimes it shows up more. So just be aware of that, okay? Really, again, just be conscious of how you speak about yourself, your circumstances. You want to put out as much positive energy as possible. I'm not saying to not feel your more intense or quote unquote negative feelings like anger or sadness. It's important to feel those things. I don't promote toxic positivity on this channel ever. But when it comes to speaking things out loud, it is incredibly powerful, and those words manifest things. So I just want you to be cautious about what you're actually saying out loud, okay? And again, what you're thinking about yourself. That is super important. This Five of Wands could also indicate that war within your own psyche of like, you know, I'm frustrated with where I am. I'm trying to stay positive, but it is really hard right now. So you could literally be fighting with yourself about trying to keep that positive mentality or positive vocabulary at the forefront. Okay, so some of you guys could still be battling, and I wish I could show you the Sun card, but these people are butt ass naked. I really can't show you this one. But some of you guys really could be battling some form of depression, or at least some sort of negative view of yourself or your circumstances. So this really could be an internal fight as much as an external fight to secure your position in the world and what it is that you deserve. All right, Pisces, I think I may have gotten everything that I needed to say out. I'm gonna go ahead and close out your reading with one final oracle deck just to get you some final messages and what you need to hear. Spiritual team, daily crystal inspiration, what final messages do you have for the Pisces collective at this time? What final messages, what final messages do you have for the Pisces collective for March 2026? Ooh, we have Chrysocolla, start fresh. Love it. Yeah, it does feel like March is kind of a new beginning for you. So that's why I'm also getting this feeling of like, you really need to be careful about what you're bringing with you into the month of March in terms of like your vocabulary, how you feel about yourself, how you see yourself, because that can impact literally the months forward from here on out. So again, it's like, you have a fresh start. You have the opportunity to have a new beginning. Make sure that you are putting into that new beginning exactly what you want to get out of it. Okay, so if you want to see more positive experiences, try and speak more positively, try and view things with a little bit more of like an optimistic mind instead of more like a pessimistic approach. Again, easier said than done. I'm not naturally an optimistic person, so I get it, but make the effort as best as you can. That's all we can do as humans, right? No one is perfect. Next, we have smoky quartz, let it go. Okay, so let go of all that pain. Holding on to that pain that resentment, from things that happened in the past can definitely impact, again, how you approach things and how you view things as you experience these new opportunities and stuff like that. So again, try and let go of that stuff as much as you can. And like I said, easier said than done. And we all have our own process of letting go of grief and anger and sadness. So definitely work through those things. Don't try to force it or rush it. You're definitely going to want to make sure you thoroughly experience all of those emotions and feelings in order to release them naturally. Finally, at the bottom of the deck, we have Angelite. Support is all around you. I love hearing that. I feel like this new start is supported. I feel like you guys are on the right track. And really, it just comes down to how you feel about yourself and making sure that you're pouring in your best self, your best foot forward, if you will, into this new start. All right, Pisces, that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Please leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed the reading. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me in the future, and maybe share this with another Pisces if you feel like they would want to hear this message as well. If you want to see more content from me, I'm also on TikTok and Instagram. You can find my handles below in the description box, and you can also send me a DM on those two platforms if you want to schedule a personal reading with me, at least until my website is up and running. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate the support. Hope to see you guys at the next reading. Until then, please take care of yourselves. Bye.